Hello students, we are continuing with the chapter Winds, Storms and Cyclones. Okay, so the topics which we will be studying today are wind currents. Wind current are generated due to uneven heating on the earth, thunderstorms, cyclones, the destruction caused by the storms and the cyclones, and the safety measures which we can take. Okay, so now starting with the wind current are generated due to uneven heating of the earth. Okay, two topics comes under it, that is uneven heating between the equator and the poles and uneven heating on the land and water. Okay, actually the phenomenon behind it is the area of the earth which is heated. Okay, the air present over there rises up. Okay, so the phenomenon, what it is, the portion of the area of the earth which is heated, okay, what happens, the air becomes light and it starts moving up. Naturally the air which is present here, which is not getting the heat, this is getting the heat, okay, and the area which is not getting the heat, okay, the air is dense over here. Naturally now what will happen, when this air is rising up, here a low pressure area is created, and as the result here the pressure is more, this air will move towards this side and take its place. Okay, so this is how the wind is also created, the moving air. Okay, now let us see with the uneven heating between the equator and the poles. Okay, so what happens in this is the whole sphere which has been made representing the whole world. Okay, and here equator is at 0 degree, isn't it? Here we all know the direct sun rays comes over here at the equator. So what happens, when it comes, it heats up this area. Okay, and when it heats up this area, naturally what will happen, the air present over here will move up, isn't it? And when it moves up, okay, here it moves up, from here it moves down, okay, thereby leaving this area, creating a low pressure in this area, and thus what happens, the layer of this air which is above it at 0 to 30 degree, okay, what happens, here it is, we are seeing the layer above it at 30 degrees is what? Cooler. So what happens, the dense air from there rushes towards the equator. Okay, that happens here also, above and below the equator. Okay, here also what happens, now here low pressure area has been created, so here the dense air, okay, moves towards the equator and this is coming down, isn't it? Now what happens, this here happens because here we are seeing that yes, equator has been heated. Okay, the area of the equator has been heated and the air present over there rises up, and the dense air which is at 30 degrees rushes towards the equator, because that area now has got what? Low pressure. Now, but what happens above that? Here at the poles it is cooler, and here at this poles to 60 degrees, what happens here? The air is warmer than the poles. So what happens? Here the air again moves up, and as it moves up, the air at the poles rushes towards the 60 degrees. Okay, and here we are seeing that yes, when it rushes towards 60 degrees, here also wind is generated, here also wind currents are generated, and this is how total, because of the uneven heating between the equator and poles, we see different the wind currents throughout the world. Okay, in the direction, yes, if we are seeing in this manner, the wind should move towards the north to south, okay, or south to north, but yes, due to rotation of the earth, okay, what happens, these have got different directions. Okay, now next, uneven heating of land and water. This we have studied in this land breeze and sea breeze also. Okay, we know that yes, during daytime what happens, the land becomes heated, isn't it? And the water also gets the heat, but yes, the land becomes heated fast, and as the result what happens, the air above the land rises up, and the air present in the sea rushes towards the land, because their low pressure area has been created, and thus this occurs, this sea breeze occurs, isn't it? Now at the night time, what happens? The land cools down and the water is still warmer. Okay, so here the warm air from the sea rises up, okay, and the cold air from the land rushes towards the sea, and this is known as what? Land breeze, isn't it? So we have seen about the land breeze and the sea breeze. Accordingly, we can say that yes, the land area, okay, what happens? It gets heated up first. Okay, all the areas near the equator, we can say in the summer season, what happened? It gets heated up fast, and the result, the air moves up. Okay, and but what happens to the water bodies, the seas and the ocean? Okay, they don't get heated so much fastly, isn't it? And as the result, the air in that area is what? Dense, and naturally it moves towards that area, carrying lots of water vapors with it. This air carrying lots of water vapor in it, and it is too dense. This only we can see with the seasons. Okay, like you can see here. This is the map of India. Okay, here what happens during summer season? Okay, the land gets too heated, isn't it? In the month of June, we can see it gets too much heated, and as the result, when it gets heated, what happens? The air starts rising up, okay, and it starts moving up. And when it starts moving up, here low pressure area is created, and as a result, the wind coming from the Indian Ocean, here it is dense, isn't it? It is a water body. The air will be dense because here it is not getting heated up so fastly, and as a result, the air is dense over here. It moves towards this land area, and this is known as what? Southwest winds, okay, monsoon winds. It is carrying water vapor in it, and as it passes along India, we can see that yes, it sheds off rain, okay, forming the clouds. This water vapor forms clouds over here, and it sheds rain in our country. Okay, so we can see this in the month of July, isn't it? But what happens in the winter? Okay, here we can see that yes, this Indian Ocean, okay, here in the winter, what happens? This doesn't get very easily, in the month of January, this Indian Ocean doesn't lose its heats very easily. Okay, so here what happens? Here in this, you can see here it is warmer. Okay, so here the air rises up, okay, and creating a low pressure area over here. So now what happens? Here the winds from which is dense over here along whole India, you can see in the winter it is cooler, it is denser. As soon as low pressure area is created over here, okay, it starts moving towards this ocean, and as the result occupying this space, and so we see only some amount of rainfall in the winter, whereas it is moving towards the Indian Ocean. Okay, so this we have studied right now: uneven heating between the equator and the poles, uneven heating of land and water, and yes, the consequences. Okay, the rain which we get in the month of July. Okay, what happens in the month of January. Okay, next we are going to study thunderstorms and cyclones. So students, we have studied about the rainfall. Okay, all the time too much of rainfall, is it very nice? We'll say that yes, it is helpful for us. No, too much of rainfall is also disastrous, isn't it? And yes, creating thunderstorms and cyclones, it becomes more destructive in nature. Now, how are these thunderstorms caused? Okay, actually what happens, this happens in India frequently, okay beta. Why? Because this in the hot humid areas, what happens, suppose the area is hot and humid, okay. Now, what happens? In these areas, as it is too hot, what happens? The air rises up, okay. And as it rises up, it is carrying with it water vapors also. Okay, so here what happens at a place where it reaches a considerable height, what happens? It condenses and it forms what? Rain, and it sheds down. Okay, but what happens? This air is also going up, isn't it? This hot air is also moving up, and from here what happens? This air which is moving up, okay, it is consisting of water vapors also. So now it forms clouds at the higher altitude, and yes, it sheds off rain, and rain comes down. But at that same time, what happens? The air is also rising up due to the high temperature. Okay, so what happens? This creates what? Thunder and lightning, and thus formation of thunderstorms takes place. Okay, so it is said in thunderstorms we should take certain precautions. Okay, we should not go under the trees, sit under the trees, or lie under the trees. Okay, because of this thunderstorms, okay, they can be very destructive for you. Okay, because of lightning and the thunder. Okay, and yes, never use this umbrellas, okay, which has got metallic rods. Okay, because of the thunderstorm, it may carry charge, and it may cause harm to you. And yes, number of things: don't move outside your house during thunderstorms. Okay, if possible, if you are in a vehicle, car or bus, sit inside the car or the bus or any vehicle. Don't go outside. Okay, now we are saying that yes, here what happens in this, the air, hot air rises up. Okay, and when it goes to considerable height, okay, it forming the clouds, and then it falls down as rain. But when it falls down as rain, here we are seeing that yes, the gaseous state is being changed into the liquid state. So now will it release temperature over here also when it is changing from vapor to liquid state? Yes, it will. Okay, and when it will release temperature, what will happen? Again here low pressure area will be created, isn't it? Because as it is releasing heat over here, naturally the air can rise up from here, isn't it? So what happens when it releases this temperature, creating a low pressure area, wind starts moving here, isn't it? The air starts moving here also. And here what happens, as this process is going on repeating, the considerable low pressure area is being created always, and thereby creating what? Strong winds over there. Okay, so this strong winds, okay, leads to the formation of cyclone. Okay, so the main causes of the cyclone, we can say the wind direction, okay, the wind direction, the temperature, the humidity, okay, these all contribute to the formation of the cyclone. Okay, now when we talk about a cyclone, this type of structure this cyclone is having, you can see what this center structure is called eye. Okay, this is totally a calm area, shant area. It is totally calm area. Here you will not see any destruction, but yes, I said to you, at the center, what happens here, due to the movement of the winds in a very strong form, okay, in a very high speed, okay, it creates eye in the center which is calm. But yes, beside this eyes, okay, with this eye center of this cyclone, okay, the speed of the wind is too much. It is 150 to 250 kilometers per hour. Okay, this eye only consists of 10 to 30 kilometers. But yes, beside this eye, okay, here strong wind currents are there. You can see strong wind currents are there. Okay, and here the size of this is, we can say that yes, at the sides it is how much? 150 kilometer in size it can be, and yes, the speed of this wind is 150 to 250 kilometer, okay, per hour. And yes, if you talk about the height, it is 10 to 15 kilometers high. So such a strong wind is there, okay, and yes, when this cyclone is being created, it is created after the storm only. Okay, here during storm we have studied that yes, the air is rising up due to the high temperature and it is shedding down rain naturally, and here both going up and coming down of the rain and going up of the air causes this thunderstorm, and as a result when this air is being transformed into rain, okay, it condenses to form rain. It also releases what, heat, and creating a low pressure area, and the process goes on, it goes on, repeated process goes on, creating what, a cyclone. Because here a low pressure area is created again and again, and around it a high speed wind is there, okay, creating a cyclone. Okay, the center of the cyclone is totally a calm area, okay, which is 10 to 30 kilometers, and yes, this at the sides it will be seeing, okay, surrounding this calm area, this eye, okay, the cyclone is there, okay, which is of 150 kilometer in size or even more, okay, and the speed of the wind in that is 150 to 250 kilometer per hour, and yes, as the winds are too strong in nature, it moves to a height of we can see in a cyclone it is 10 to 15 kilometer height. So you can just imagine the speed, the strength of the wind, okay, and the destruction it will cause in the area where it is formed. It can even remove the roofs of the houses, okay, the buildings, the trees will fall down, okay. These are the consequences of this cyclone, okay, because it has got too much of speed and the strength or the wind is too much strong that it can even blow off the roofs of the houses, okay. Anyone, if it is out, you are outside, you will be blown away. It's better to be inside, and inside also it is said that yes, better to lie down below the table or any bench, okay, and not to go outside. Otherwise these cyclones, okay, causes total destruction, total buildings, total roads, everything. Many people becomes homeless when this cyclone comes. So we have seen that yes, the area over here, okay, 150 kilometer, which is in size, consisting of heavy clouds, okay, and yes, the speed of the wind is too high, it is 150 to 250 kilometer per hour, but if we go beyond that area, okay, then there is no destruction, okay, in that area, and as the result that area is safe. But yes, the area which is in the cyclone region, okay, gets total of destruction. When this cyclone occurs in the coastal areas, okay, we can see the water over here, there, okay, it rises to 3 to 12 kilometers high, thereby it looks like as if that it is a waterfall, okay. So if it is having so much of strength, it is moving up to 3 to 12 kilometers high, it can move into the areas and the cities and can cause what, flood. And yes, when this flood is caused, strong wind is there, naturally total destruction in that area with the mankind as well as the plant as well as the animals. Total telephone wires also breaks down, okay, electricity poles, cables, everything is broken down, okay. So destruction is too much by the cyclones. These cyclones, okay, are named in different ways in different places. Like in American continent it is known as hurricane, okay, and in Philippines and Japan it is known as typhoon, okay, but these are the same thing, they are the cyclones, only named different in different places, okay. Now coming to tornado, okay, what is this tornado? Okay, in India we have not seen it, but here, and it is not so frequent also, okay. This tornado, actually in this what happened, black clouds, okay, starts from the sky towards the ground, okay, and its speed is 300 kilometers per hour or even higher, okay, and creating lot of destruction in the area where it comes, okay. So basically when we talk about these thunderstorms, cyclones and everything, they are destructive in nature and causes lot of destruction to the mankind, animals as well as the plants and to the environment also. Now let us talk about some of the safety measures, effective safety measures, okay, for the cyclones, okay. So warnings are given, okay, before the cyclones, and that should be followed by the people. Even the fishermen and all in the coastal areas, they should listen to the warnings and follow the warnings. Okay, before the cyclone, cyclone shelters should be made, okay, where people can be kept safely in the coastal areas where they are, because in that areas destruction is caused. So now let us discuss about the action of the part, what we can play, okay, if we are knowing about cyclone. If we are in that area, we should listen to the warning of the government, okay, what the forecast of the cyclone, and we should do our work accordingly. If we are knowing that yes, cyclone is going to come, we should make proper arrangements so that we can be safe from that. Some precaution which we can take if we are in a cyclone prone area. First of all, what happens during the cyclone, the water gets contaminated, okay, so we should not drink the contaminated water, okay, properly filtered, and then drink the water. We should listen to the government, okay, the warnings, the precautions they are saying, okay. We should help our friends, and then we should not touch on the switches, okay, because it is consisting of what electricity, it may give you a shock, okay. And yes, we should not go outside of the house, okay. And there are number of precautions which we can do, yes, to make ourselves from the cyclone. So when we talk about this thunderstorm and the cyclones, we are seeing about strong winds. Here the speed of the wind is too high, okay. So how can we measure the speed of the wind? It can be measured by anemometer. Okay, it can be measured by anemometer. There are cup-shaped structures, okay. So we can also say it as cup anemometer, okay. Now, this tells about the speed of the wind. Now, here directions also plays a main role. So how can we take out the direction of the wind? It can be taken out by wind vane or by wind sock, okay. These two says about the direction of the wind. Okay, so these are the instruments which are used to take out the speed of the wind and the direction of the wind. Now, concluding this chapter, okay, Vita, as cyclones are too much destructive in nature, so the modern technology has helped us a lot to be safe from these cyclones. How? Actually, nowadays, okay, at the present time, what cyclone alerts are there, okay, it means what, prior to the cyclone, we come to know about it, prior 48 hours prior only, we come to know about it, that yes, when the cyclones will be affecting that area. Okay, in the coastal regions, I have said to you, tremendous destruction is caused, okay. Here also, all the people know prior only 48 hours that yes, the cyclone will be coming, okay. In any area also, cyclones are creating destruction only. And when they come to know, proper arrangements can be made, okay, and the warning is given every hour that yes, it is reaching near your area, and as a result, people can be people can be shifted to the proper area so that they can be safe from these cyclones. So this is all in the chapter windstorms and this cyclones. So hope students you might have understood it. Good day, take care.